Welcome to a pilot episode of What's News, where we go through all the newspapers that I can find from coast to coast and look for interesting stuff. Why? Because blog posts on the internet just aren't that interesting.
Nope.
Unless it's great. But these things you find all sorts of weird stuff. So today we're going to start with two local pieces.
I'm reading the 280 Reporter.
And we have the Tuscaloosa News, which always has a kind of a goofy thing under the weather section.
The 280 Reporter is more like the local stuff that happens around 280.
Like the latest weather article starts about chocolate storm Claudette, USA Today Network, Palm Beach Post. Lacking in fortitude, bereft of ambition, the turmoil of thunderstorms that becomes the third named tropical cyclone of 2021 bumbled toward the Gulf Coast in anonymity earlier this month.
Oh boy.
See, that's stuff you don't get from the Weather Channel.
Right?
Bubbling storm that has no ambition and lacks fortitude.
Oh, cool. Reduce waste with edible tableware. Several Japanese companies moved to a new food lifestyle from disposables after use to edibles after use. You can eat your cups.
Oh, that's interesting. This storm actually regained tropical storm status over land.
Oh, that is interesting.
My experience, about one storm of 100 intensifies while over land. So expect to see less than 1 in 17,000 do what Claudette did. Form over land and intensify over land. I seen them like, sort of have like a small spurt when they're on land, but like a couple, before it has its final go. I never heard of that one.
Apparently there was a pet boom. Veterinarians are backlogged and burned out amid pet boom.
There you go.
During the gloomiest stretches of the pandemic, Dr. Deanna Cron's veterinary clinic has been a puppy fest, overrun with new four-legged patients. Typically, she'd get 3 or 4 new puppies a week, but between shelter adoptions and private purchases, the COVID-19 pet boom brought 5 to 7 new clients a day to her practice in Raleigh, North Carolina. Many are first-time pet owners. Like many veterinarians across the country, she's also been seeing more sick animals. To meet the demand, many vets have extended hours, hired additional staff, and refused to take new patients, and they still can't keep up. Burnout and fatigue are such a concern that some practices are hiring counselors to support their weary staffs. Everyone is working beyond capacity at this point, said Cron, who added evening hours last year. Approximately 12.6 million U.S. households got a new pet last year after the pandemic was declared in March 2020, according to a COVID-19 pulse study by the American Pet Products Association. Meanwhile, fewer people relinquished their pets in 2020, so they needed ongoing care, experts said. And as people worked from home and spent more time with their pets, they've had more opportunities to notice bumps, limps, and other ailments that could typically go untreated. Vets were already struggling to meet the pre-pandemic demand, with veterinary schools unable to churn out enough doctors and techs to fill the void. Cron left her North Carolina practice several months ago and now oversees 9 veterinary and animal hospital clinics across Utah and Idaho under Pathway Vet Alliance. All of my practices are booking out several weeks in advance. Clients are actually calling around and scheduling appointments at multiple locations and even restoring a 1% increase in demand during the pandemic. Both said as humans spent more time with their pets, they were more in tune with their ailments, big and small.
So Claudette's and something we expect to see about only once every 1,400 years. 1,400 years. And likely to be remembered as a weak storm day outsized damage. What happened was it went over the Appalachians. If I can find where it did it. Across the Appalachian Mountains, when it rode down in the Carolinas where the spinning column of air stretched, spun faster and regained storm status. While its center was still inland north of North Carolina. So it's like north of Charlotte, turned into a storm. And of course, it caused a 22-mile long tornado in southwest Alabama.
Oh, of course. I was gonna say that, but I
The
wasn't.
place has more tornadoes than anyone in the country.
Oh my god. Oh god.
Sadly, in the Everglades. See, that's usually when I see that sort of thing. When I just amateur watch. Because over Everglades, it's water, not over Appalachian Mountains of North Carolina.
Okay, this might be considered trolling, but this one's interesting. It's Dear Abby. Dear Ab, several years ago when my daughter and her hubby were a young family with 2 boys, they gave me a large wall clock with sound, lighting, and a wooded background with deer. It was a well thought out gift, as I was a bow deer hunter. I loved it, and I'm sure they didn't need to be spending money for a Christmas present for me. My problem is we have since retired and moved. I no longer have a place to hang the clock, and it no longer goes with my decor. I don't want to hurt her feelings, and it hurts me to think about getting rid of it. Would it be tacky to ask her if she would like it back, explaining my reasoning? An alternative would be to offer it to her sister who lives in Florida now. If I were to do this, should I tell my gift-giving daughter? Grateful mom in Florida. What do you think?
That reminds me, we had I forget what it was, like a popular thing like that knockoff with a singing bass that was like on a plaque.
Oh, I remember that, the
I forget
singing
what it was
bass.
called.
Yeah.
That goes with any decor.
I mean, throw it in the basement. I mean, it doesn't go with your decor.
I wish she would say what decor is. That's my issue.
She's a bow hunter. She hunts deer with bow. And can you imagine?
But is she's
like an old retiree lady
but
that hunts deer with a bow and arrow.
Yeah, but the question is that
I know.
did she give it up?
That's a question.
Because usually when you do that, that kind of is a decor to some extent.
Yeah.
It's just a percentage is a question. Just like in Alabama, we have red cardinals and we have yellow cardinals.
Oh my god.
One was documented in 2018, the yellow one.
The yellow one.
I think I remember reading about that actually.
Yeah, but I've never seen one. I guess it's that rare.
Well, this guy's a senior biologist at the University of Georgia, so.
Here's Abby's advice. When your daughter comes to visit,
Then hang it up.
she will notice the clock is missing. Talk to her. Explain that since you have relocated, you no longer have room for the beautiful clock she gave you. Was it beautiful? And ask what she would like you to do with it, including offering it to her sister who might enjoy it as you did. There will be less
Did
guilt
this
for
woman move to like a 30 square foot loft that she has no room for the clock?
She's in Florida, so you tell
We're
me.
we're having we should do like a reenactment.
Seriously.
I'm gonna ring the doorbell, walk in, and you're gonna immediately sit me down on the couch and
Give me
explain
some
to
horrible
me.
clock. I want a clock with a singing
No,
fish
no,
on it.
no.
I want to emphasize the horrendousness of
You don't
this.
have a clock anymore, that's the whole point. Your motivation is that we sit down and you immediately grab me by the arm and sit me on the sofa and have a talk with me that before I even notice,
Wait, let's
by the way,
now.
the clock isn't here.
By the way, the clock, it's gone.
We'll have
I
to-
dropped it down the sink. It broke into a million pieces. The fragile glass deer that were painted on it, they went down the drain. Horoscopes. The sky is full of father figures. In many types of astrology, the sun represents the father. Jupiter is the Mac Daddy of the zodiac, and his name translates as Sky Father. Then there's Saturn, who is sometimes referred to as Father Time. May all the celestial guardians conspire to help you honor the paternal influences who have helped you grow. Aries. Everyone wants to feel special, and you have a way of making that happen for people today. Hint. Since the nature of specialness is exclusivity, star treatment can't happen where everyone sees you treat everyone the same. You want to know yours? Don't worry, it doesn't affect you in any way. Taurus. You could receive 1,000 compliments, and the only ones that would matter would be the ones that speak to qualities you value. You'll think of this when you carefully choose what to praise about others.
So now I have to try to figure out what compliments do I get on myself that's a quality that I really don't care that I have.
And I'm waiting
But
for your
I'm
praise.
being complimented on
I'm
it.
waiting for your praise. Let's see. Should I read?
Thanks, but I don't care about that.
Okay, wait. I have some Aquariuses and Pisces.
Well, maybe we're talking about like sarcastic compliments. Like a backhanded compliment. And that's why I'm getting that I really don't care about it. I don't see it as a compliment, but they sort of don't either.
Oh my god. Nicole Kidman. Her birthday was June. When was this? June 20th.
That is, oh, yeah.
Nicole Kidman. Gemini Academy Award winner Nicole Kidman has a well-balanced astrological chart, rich in a variety of influences. Kidman's karma has shown a versatility and options from the start, as she was born in Honolulu, Hawaii, to Australian parents, giving her the option of citizenship in multiple countries. A natal moon in fiery Sagittarius indicates passion and a love of adventuring. What do you think?
So we had a ship with 127 migrants off of Libya that sank. And we have, out of that, we have 46 Sudanese, 16 Eritreans, and 12 Bengalis.
Eritreans.
12 Bengalis, that's far from Sudan and Libya.
Wow.
They're among the migrants. If I add 12 and 16, that is 28. 28 plus 46 is 60. I'm missing 40-something people. So with 43 that drowned off the coast, we'll never know what they are.
Where was this?
Off of Tunisia. For people at rescue, we have their things, but we don't have things of no one knows each other.
Let's see, summer.
This article is just annoying. It's not so much for the, I guess, the politics of it. It's about the hectic schedule of a first lady. It's taking like a swing to like promote vaccines, yada yada. But what gets annoying is this AP article. We get to like the second and third paragraph. She prepped for yet more travel in a week that by itself demonstrated a range of missions and emotions, say with the First Lady's movements around the country. Within a span of 36 hours this past week, she went from clinking cups of beer with the vice president's husband to an Astros game in Houston to joining the president, which doesn't say comma her husband, in Florida. But
He likes to be anonymous.
no, but the thing is that she has a hectic travel schedule with a range of emotions. Hang out with her husband and the husband of the guys. What do you call him? Like second command, you know?
Second husband, the second husband.
I mean, like the vice president. They're both in Wales. It's not like we're meeting strangers.
Right.
She has a hectic and emotional schedule, meeting with family and close, like, associates and friends.
It's a very emotional schedule. Shoes. I'll have to wear shoes. As a native Alabamian, I know I've just lived up to a popular Southern stereotype.
It's not what's her face, is it?
Andrea
Oh, it's a different person.
Audrey McDonald
I
Ashford.
thought it was the writer that we always read.
But the fact that I'd have to start wearing real shoes every day was really the first thing I thought when I got the news that I'd be expected to return to work full-time in August. Now, for those of you reading this from outside the South, let me take this opportunity to dispel the myth that Southerners don't wear shoes. I've actually been asked that question in real life. You're from Alabama. Do people wear shoes down there? The answer is yes, just like everyone else.
No, Alabama has the lowest per capita shoe store count.
We like to go around in our flip-flops, and then when we
There's
don't
a
want
shoe
to
store
wear
in the mall that
flip-flops.
closed, but a lot of stores closed.
Actually, let's correct the situation. We don't want people to think that we're from Alabama. We're not from Alabama. Where are you from?
I don't know, because I'm not wearing shoes right now.
Exactly.
My slippers aren't even on.
I'm wearing slippers,
I'm not wearing anything.
but we're not from. but we're not from Alabama. We'll let that hang in the air as a mystery.
Funny thing is, ever since Payless shoe stores closed, You don't see shoe stores that much anymore.
No.
There's a place that's like a Radio Shack where like it doesn't matter how dead the shopping center is, or if it's like an independent thing in a corner, there will always be a Payless.
Right.
I've noticed in Philly ever since
The
Payless,
Payless always had a smell.
and they're always I know they're always in the malls too. But I just noticed
Yeah.
like ever since Payless disappeared, it's been like a hole. Like I can't think of any shoe stores anymore. I never see any. You have to go to like a big box
They have
store,
that-
maybe the mall. I just think,
They have like that one at the
you know, I mean,
mall.
Foot Lockers in every
Foot
mall, but you
Locker.
don't see that in shopping centers or like, you know, there was like a standalone Payless that was in the parking lot of a Kmart once.
Oh yeah, we used to go to a standalone Payless when I was a kid.
And it was just by itself. Like, you know, you see cell phone stores by themselves. There's nothing next to it. It's just like where like a Taco Bell would be or like another store.
I think the one that we went to when I was a kid was actually
So you just
could have
don't.
been formerly it could have been a film developing place, you know, where people would go and drop off their film and
So, I
stuff.
mean, I never go. Well, I guess we did. I just hated going in there, but I just ever since Payless closed, I'm surprised anybody wears shoes anymore.
Most of the time, I just see people in flip flops. Even in the winter, I see people in flip flops. And some cane flute.
Oh, boy, wait, I've been vindicated. Hang on. 4 simple ways to maintain routines during spring break. Number 1,
Number 1.
give up.
Yeah.
Make a to-do list.
It's only a week.
No,
Isn't spring break a week?
Wait, did I say spring break or did I say summer break?
Oh,
Did
summer
I say
break.
spring break? I think
You
I did.
said, you said
No.
spring break.
You know what? Spring break needs a to-do list, quite honestly. That week goes by fast.
I mean, just if you've been at home for the last couple of years like I have, you don't really need to make a to-do
It's
list.
just it's a different routine. You start out every summer is always the same thing. You start out high in hopes. You even get up early. It's kind of like you get laid off or same thing. You get up early. You have like a whole wish list of things you want to get accomplished. Finally, 3 days in, you're waking up at noon. You're watching TV all the night.
It's like being a kid again.
That's why spring break also needs a to-do list. You're right. So we have to do one last thing.
Oh,
I
no.
hope it's not like an issue or whatever, but my favorite comic. Oh wait, I have to figure out how to do this. Lockhorns.
Longhorns.
Now we have that says. Why is this guy driving so close in front of me? As he says, as he's tailgating the guy.
Right?
Why is this guy driving so close in front of me? Here we have. This is called I do edible, Leroy. I don't do delicious.
I do edible.
Yes, but I do not do delicious. As you can see, he's grumbling and she's saying.
Oh my
Nearly sing at a restaurant.
You always
Obviously,
say that that's
obviously-
us, but that's definitely not us.
Obviously, the conversation was, why can't you cook like this at home?
Oh my god.
I just do edible, Leroy. I don't do delicious.
Oh my god.
Let's see.
How are they still married?
It's been going on probably since before I was born.
Oh my
I kind of
God.
remember this in the newspaper when I was growing up, passing through comics. We've got to stop meeting like this, he says as they're walking into the marriage counselor's office.
Oh my god.
To answer your question, how did they stay married so long?
Lots of
They go
marriage
to a
counseling.
marriage counseling office. We've got to stop meeting like this.
Oh my god.
And the last sell for this Sunday is not quite washboard abs, more like washing machine abs.
Oh.
As we're at the beach, and Loretta is telling her friend as he is sucking in this guy.
Ugh.
Washing machine abs,
Ugh.
not washboard.
Ew.
That's this week's four-cell installment
Oh my god.
of America's favorite couple, the Lockhorns.
The Lockhorns. Ugh.
Flashlight off.
Ugh.
Now sat. And that just like
Ugh.
and just like at the end of every Thanksgiving Day parade, the end of every Sunday paper should have the Lockhorns.
For real.